as I pulled the camera. She's like, nope. All right, sorry. Let's go! You just got wrecked by a Fortnite noob.
Kobe.
Oh! Oh my god, I got 2 of them with that Kobe.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
I want this fucking guy so bad.
Got it!
Oh my god! 1, 2, 3. But this those touching one, so it can't be this one. Okay. There. Let's go! GG's!
What are you waving at? What are you waving at?
Oh man, I'm so toxic.
Got the vault open. Let's see what's inside.
Psych! That's the wrong number!
Oh man, you gotta be quicker than that. Hey guys, Darth Goldilocks here. Welcome to my first YouTube video. I'm excited to do this. This has been a goal of mine for a while now, and it became a 2020 goal, and here we are. For those of you that don't know me, I am a partner streamer on Mixer. I am partnered with Royale for High Res. I would like to talk about a little bit about a post I made on Facebook. In this post I asked, after talking with my community today and throwing some ideas around, they came up with some good ideas for my new adventure into YouTube. For those of you that don't know me, I'm partnered with Mixer, full-time streamer, stay-at-home dad of 4 kids, 6 years old and younger, partnered with High Res Studios for Realm Rail, partnered with VGF ProFlex Gamer Clips, and founded an esport team. Pick my brain. Do you have questions? How to be a gamer dad, how to be a stay-at-home parent and gamer, how to grind out a game, build a community? Ask your questions here and I'll answer them with a shout out to you and your social media, gaming channel, and my new YouTube content. So we had a few posts, a few comments. So we'll start with this first one here. Literally all the questions in your post is what I would love to know. Do you stick to a schedule and how? Well, Andy Kelly, schedule is very important. It's very, very important. And it is tough. I understand that it's one of the hardest things to do as a streamer. We play games. Gaming is not the most important thing in a person's life. But if you want to make this something, it needs to be of high priority without taking away from your family. I do have 4 kids. I am a stay-at-home dad. They come first with everything and anything. My schedule is a 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. I get the kids on the bus at 8:30 a.m. I'm back home. I get my youngest daughter situated, breakfast, get her set with her iPad, whatever. Within a few minutes, she's on my lap anyways. But she gets situated. 9 a.m. I'm going live, and I'm live until 3 p.m. when I need to get off and get ready to get the kids from the bus. I then come home with the kids. We have our normal routine here. You know, I do whatever I have to do for my normal dad and husband duties. Everybody gets dinner. We go to bed. I'm back live at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then from there, I go until about 2 a.m. The reason I go until 2 a.m. is it's a different viewership. It's a different viewer base. From there, I get very little sleep. I'm back up by 7 o'clock every morning. So it's a vicious cycle, but it's something that I want to do because it's what I wanted to get. I needed to get here. I wanted to get here, so here I am. As you can see, there's craziness going on behind me right now.
I'm by myself and I'm winning.
They're playing on their Switch. Normally, I'm not doing stuff right now. Normally, I'm doing whatever, getting ready for my wife to get home, getting dinner ready. But I really wanted to start making this video, so here we are. So back to it. Your question, schedule is very, very, very important. Pick this time that you can and stick to that schedule. If you are able to stream every day for an hour, every day on that hour, you stream. People will get used to your schedule. They'll get used to seeing you. If you can stream every day from 5 to 6, you do that every single day, people will start getting used to, oh, he's on from 5 to 6. I know that. It's like any other show, any other TV program. It's a pattern, it's a routine, it's a schedule. Make the schedule out, whether it be for your gaming, your streaming, and your family. Very important. Family still comes first. Okay, on to our next question. Dominic Q. Alston. How do you do it all? I have a 3-year-old son with a daughter on the way. It seems like I can only game on the weekends, but after 2 hours, I'm ready to fall asleep. You'll see these bags. I feel you. It is tough. That used to be my life before I started streaming, and I was working full time. My gaming consisted of Friday and Saturday nights. A little bit of gaming here during the week, but you know, I was working full time. I did have my oldest son. I actually had all 3 of my kids before I stopped working and decided to become a stay-at-home dad, which is a whole nother story for reasonings. You know, I didn't want to work to pay for daycare. But if you want something, you do it. You deal with it. You put all you can into it. Yes, there's days I'm tired. I'm sitting here and I'm zoned out playing a game, and everyone's like, you okay? Everyone's like, you alright? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just tired. Yeah, I'm just tired. And there's times where I miss my schedule. There's times where, you know, last night, a perfect example, I was supposed to start streaming at 8 o'clock. I fell asleep on the couch, and I didn't start streaming until almost 10 o'clock. It happens. But I will say this: if you want it, you will figure out how to get the time in, and you will power through. Energy drinks are a good way to do it. I do suggest not doing Monster or Red Bull. The clean energy drinks are a good way to go. G Fuel, Bang, Sneak. You want to stay away from the Red Bulls, the Monsters, because those will make you crash even harder. But you know, you're playing a game, you are streaming, you don't have to have a camera on all the time. I do suggest if you are going to stream, you have a camera, but you don't have to have it on all the time. And if it's not on, you could sit there zoned out and no one's going to be able to see you. Or if it is on like me, I sit there and I'm zoned out, and it is what it is. I mean, I can't help it. All right, moving on to our next question. Zachary Holt. How do you approach companies for potential sponsorship, both in person, PAX, E3, and online? This is a great question. I'm actually still learning this. I'm still growing my brand. I'm still trying to reach out. I'm very nervous when it comes to other people. I don't like meeting new people. I don't like being around in big crowds. I could talk to you all day on camera and in chat. That don't bother me, but actually having a face-to-face conversation does give me anxiety. So my first convention was this past November. It was in Atlanta. It was HRX DreamHack Atlanta. It was a high-res convention. I am partnered with high-res for Realm Royale. And if you don't know high-res, they do Smite, Paladins, Realm Royale, and they are coming out with a new game in the next few months called Rogue Company. So it's their championship. It's their Super Bowl for Smite and Paladins, along with a ton of other games. Just because they don't own the games doesn't mean they don't have tournaments and games there being played, and it's a great way to network and meet people. At these conventions, they do have people that are potential sponsors and potential partners. The best way to do that is be you. A lot of them will come and find you. a lot of them will be just throughout your gaming and just throughout your playing. High Res, I went to them. You know, they had a game that I played a lot. Realm Royale, I played a lot. I have since moved on from it for reasons of my own, and that could be a whole nother other video. But I have moved on from Realm, but I was playing it. I had almost 4,000 hours in this game. I was a very big name within the Realm Royale community, within the gaming community, especially for Xbox. So it made sense for me to go to them and say, hey, can we work this out? Especially when they started announcing that they were looking for people to partner with as content creators. As far as VGF Gamers, which is a controller skin company, I'm an Xbox player, right? I play Xbox. I have a controller. These are skins that come on and off within 10 seconds. Back to normal controller. And now I have this skin on. It's vinyl. It's sweat free, prevents sweating. It has grips in the back. And it still allows for your battery pack if you use, or for wired if you need wired. I love it. It protects the controller, scratches, and it helps with the grip and sweating. I sweat a lot. For them, I saw them on Facebook. Which, by the way, use code Darth. Get 50% off. Buy 2, you get free shipping. Just had to throw that promo in there. Use code Darth. But yeah, so what happened was I saw them on Facebook, and I was like, hey, this is something that I would want for myself. You know, this is great. So I ordered some, and then I contacted them, and I said, hey, I'm using this grip. I love the grip. I am an Xbox player. I do have an Xbox community. Would you like to work with each other? And can we figure something out? It did take them a little while to get back to me. And I grew. I started growing more. I wasn't partnered with Mixer actually when I first contacted them, and I started growing more. And I went back to them again, and I said, "Hey, I'm here now. I have grown double since the last time we talked. Is this something that we can continue to talk about?" And they contacted me back and said, "Hey, let's see if we could do something here." Within a few months, I produced some of the highest numbers because like I said, I am an Xbox player and I come from an Xbox community. So you just want to find different things. What is your brand? What do you do? I see people partnering with beef jerky. Why? Because they eat beef jerky all day on stream. That's their snack. One of the things I'm going to be going to is pistachio. I'm going to look into pistachio. Why? Because I eat pistachios all day on stream. So that's something that, what are you doing on stream? What are you doing for you? Cora, can we not eat DVD? Thank you. See, got kids. It happens. So when you go to these conventions, you want to talk to people that you're going to be doing. Is there someone that, I was at HRX. There was a glasses company there. I went and spoke to them. GTR Racing was there. I went and spoke to them. No deals were come out of this, but hey, they know my face now. I have a business card. I handed them a business card. They handed me theirs. It's just those are organic ways to meet and talk and try and find sponsors. But the biggest thing is, what is your brand? What are you doing? What are you always using? What are you always talking about? I know someone that, and I'm going to give him a huge shout out here, is Tags. Tags, Mr. Tags, he's on Mixer. He's always talking about Manscaped. He was always talking about manscaping. And he's now partnered with Manscaping. And he has his own code, TAGS20. You get 20% off at Manscaped. And it's just that it started off as a joke for him. And he was just always talking about it. And now he's partnered with them. So those are the organic partnerships you want. I'm also partnered with VillainsSLTD.com clothing. So they are a clothing company. I wear a lot of their shirts on stream. It made sense. I'm always wearing your shirts on stream. Hey, can we work something out? Again, use code DARTH to get 15% off. VillainsSLTD.com. All those links will be in the description so you guys can check them out. But do your own research. What are you always wearing? What are you always doing? What are you always talking about? Those are where the people you want to go and talk. Okay, next question. Sean Payne, all the above. Plus, what is your YouTube channel to hear these awesome answers? I'm a full-time employed dad of 2, and my wife has been very supportive in pursuing this. I would love nothing more than to make this a full-time job so that we can help my wife more with her going to school to pursue her dream in the medical field. And while maintaining her full-time job currently, I feel like this would make more available for her and my kids, all while doing something I enjoy. So, YouTube channel link will be coming soon, but what I would say is if you love it and you want to do it, focus on doing it. Family always comes first. I said that in the beginning. That's something that you want to do. If you put the time into this the correct way and you focus on it the correct way, it will pay off. I'm not saying it'll pay off in a month. I'm not saying it'll pay off in 6 months. I didn't really start seeing any type of money until over a year. I was generating money, but it wasn't a lot, and that money was going right back into the channel. I mean, I started off with an Xbox. That's it. I didn't even have a camera. Family's home. But this is what it is. If you want to do it, you got to deal with this. And my brand, my community understands. This is what my life is. I have a wife. I have 4 kids. I have 2 dogs that I'm responsible for. You have to be with them, but still do your job. And I'm glad to hear that your wife would be supportive of it. My wife is very supportive of what I do and what I'm doing. If it was not for her, I would not be sitting here. She is the CEO. It's known. Everyone in my community knows that. We all say it. We all joke, but it's not a joke. It's for real. She makes the decisions. She makes decisions on purchases, on, I go to her for advice. She comes back at me. I do make my own decisions on a lot of things, and then I go to her. She'll either tell me you're an idiot or, hey, that was a good idea. Something that I've been telling her I want to do on YouTube. And she's been pushing me. When are you going to start doing the YouTube? When are you going to start making videos? And here we are. Having a supportive significant other is very important. If you don't have that, you can still make it, but it will be a little bit harder. It's just another hurdle for you. What I would say is have her help you. Mrs. Darth is in my channel. That's what my wife's name is. She's in the channel. She's a community member. The community knows her. She knows the community. She's always in my channel. She's always talking. She was a mod for me. Until I started getting other mods. She was someone that I had no one to talk to when I first started streaming. There was nobody here. I had no viewers, and I was just streaming to nobody. And I was like, someone would come in, and I wouldn't know how to talk. I wouldn't know how to communicate, and I knew that was wrong. So I said to her, hey, look, I know you're watching TV, or I know you're watching your shows, and I'm doing my thing, but can you just bring it up on your phone or bring it up on the laptop and just talk? Just say something random, whatever. Just have a conversation with me, so that I can get used to talk about the game. And if your wife is doing that already, awesome. If not, ask her to start hanging out with you, especially if you put the kids to bed. And she's just chilling there on the couch watching her thing, or she's at work and she's, on break, and instead of texting you in your streaming, have her come into your stream. And I really suggest asking your family and friends. A lot of my family didn't believe in this or didn't understand it, so they didn't come around. My friends did, some didn't. One of my friends, I'm gonna give a huge shout out to him, is Hop Nami. He's a channel editor for me. He's been with me from the start. He believed in it. He believed in this, even no one else did, when none of my other friends didn't. I want to thank him. All right, let's go on to our next one. Can you make it financially as a gamer dad, single dad of 1? Just curious as how the transition of a full-time work to gaming pay works out. Ignacio B. Gonzalez. This one I've actually been waiting to talk about. Do not leave your full-time job to start full-time streaming unless you know you can financially make it, especially if you have others depending on you. That is very important. I was already a stay-at-home dad. I worked for many years. My wife got pregnant with our 4th child. and it was decision time. One of us had to stay home because we couldn't keep them in daycare. It was too expensive to keep all of them in daycare and for the both of us to work. It was essentially one of us was working to pay for daycare. So it came down to who was going to stay home. At the time, we both had very good jobs. You know, we both had chances to expand, but she had more growth in her career. I was at the max of my career. I couldn't go any further. I would have to change careers for me to advance. So that was one reason, hey, you know, maybe it should be me. She was also making more than me at the time. And I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home dad and a gamer. So it was a no-brainer. But when I originally was staying home, I wasn't planning to stay home and play video games. I didn't start streaming until probably about 7 or 8 months after being home. I was playing a lot of games. I was bored. You know, the kids would take a nap, or you know, a family member would take them for the day, or whatever. They still were going to, the library here and there and doing other things. So I still was playing games. It was also a good way I was playing more at night because I needed to have that outlet. I was talking to children all day. I needed to be able to talk to adults. So my friends would play with me at night, or I'd play with just random people, just so I had more than a goo goo gaga conversation. It just made sense to start streaming. I accidentally went live. I thought about streaming. I accidentally went live, and then I was like, well, okay, might as well start streaming. But it took a lot of work. It took months of no viewers, no followers, to start growing. I met Pinks, another person that I really want to give a huge shout out to. Pinks came around. I knew nothing about streaming. I knew nothing how to set up OBS. Nothing. I didn't even really have profile pictures or GFX or announcements. He taught me how to do all that. This is a man across the world, across the globe. He lives in the UK. I live in the United States, and he helped me. And he helped me with GFX, and he does GFX, for a side job for himself, and he does stream here and there, and he's an amazing person, and he really helped me. It just started snowballing from there. But I would say this: if you are streaming now and you are making some money, you really have to weigh the balances. Don't leave your full-time job thinking, hey, okay, I'm going to start streaming. I've made some money here and there. There's times where I make no money. Nothing. But I don't need to make the money because we already had that established with myself and my wife in our home life. Anything that's made, honestly, goes right back into the community. I give it back to other streamers. I do host a tournament once a month. I co-founded with one of my duo partner, Whooped. We hosted the Bach Bowl. We created it. We hosted it. Everything I made in stream went back into that tournament for people to win money. I don't keep the money. I use it for stream upgrades, and I give it back in embers and donations to the rest of the community. People that support me, I want to go out there and support them. I just have, like I said, this is me having fun. This is me keeping myself sane, and having fun and being able to talk to other people instead of talking to a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, and a 6-year-old all day. Okay, so go on to Brandon Ford. I really need assistance building my community and getting people to give me a shot. Just follow me and lurk, not asking for much. And is the pay worth streaming full time? Also, how do you partner with so many avenues, and how do you find time? Okay, this is a good one, right, Brandon Ford? This is a good question. Kind of all over there place, but I get what you're saying. You're looking for that shot. I understand that, and everyone is. A follow will bring you a long way. Follow for follow will not. Okay? You want organic follows. Lurking is good, but you still want something out of that lurk. You don't want just people coming in and just pulling up a tab for you and never communicating with you. Yes, it'll help you in numbers, and yes, it'll help you in views, and yes, it'll bump you up. And lurks are very good. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love my lurk, but you want some type of interaction with them. And it doesn't have to be in stream. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. You could have a lurker that comes in, and I do, and I have a lurker, I see their name every single day. They never talk in my stream. But I have communication with them in my Discord. I have communication with them on social media, and Twitter. on Facebook, there's other avenues of growing a community, and social media is huge. If you have someone that's lurking for you, you want to still have some type of interaction with them. This person lurks in my stream all day, and I love it. Never says a word in there, but has other areas where we do talk, and that's good. Now, you could have a lurker in there that's in there every day. You never speak to them, never hear a word from them, and hey, you know what? They're going to boost your number by once, and that's great. But building the community is what you really, really want, and it doesn't have to be a community just in streaming. It's a community in all avenues of everything that you're doing. The streaming part, yes, is the most important out of all of it, but the community is what backs that, and lurking is great, the follows are great, but you don't want to do follow for follow, you don't want to just do lurk for lurk. Those things are not going to build you in any form. Is the pay worth it in streaming? Unless your name is Ninja, Tin the Tap Man, Dr. Lupo, Dr. Disrespect, or Shroud, not really. If I was to do this, if this was my living and I was depending on this job to support my family, I would not be able to do it. Now, I am a smaller streamer compared to others. Someone might be able to say differently, you know, someone that has a higher amount of subs or has a higher amount of donations coming in, or embers coming in, or what are they called on Twitch? Bits. Sorry Twitch. But you know, they might be able to say something differently. As far as I am concerned, if my family depended on me to do this for a living, it would not work out. And I could probably say about 90% of the streamers would tell you the same thing. Unless you are, you know, one of these big, huge streamers, it's very tough to make this an actual job. It could be done. Hey, man, it could be done. So you never know. Thomas Wilson, what did you do to grow organically? This I've been waiting to answer for a while after reading this. When I first started streaming, I was playing a lot of Fortnite. Fortnite's a fun game. It's a huge community. It's a huge viewer base. There's also it's a very toxic community, especially if you're dealing with children that are not of mature age yet. Although some adults are not of mature age yet also. I just want to throw that out there. But I was playing a lot of Fortnite, and I was building a community, and it was a community based around Fortnite. It's not what I wanted. I enjoyed the game, but it made me angry, and I was playing a lot with my kids, and I was getting angry at them when they would do something wrong, and I was getting angry at other kids that I was playing with, and I knew if I continued playing Fortnite, I wasn't gonna grow the way I wanted to. So what I did was I started looking for other games. I started playing Battlefield. I like Battlefront. I like Star Wars. I don't like RPG games. I've never really been into them. I am more of a shooter person. And this game called Realm Royale came around. It was originally for PC. Some people do remember it. Ninja was playing it for a long time. Ninja played it. Tim the Tap Man, Dr. Lupo, all those guys were playing it. Keemstar had a tournament on it. And what happened was the devs at Hi-Rez got overwhelmed. You had the top names in the industry playing a game that they did not expect to go anywhere, to where the heights that it did. I mean, everybody expects their game to be a good game, but you release it, and you know, a few days later, Ninja is playing it, and people are downloading it like crazy, and it's going all over the place. And you know, it was only on PC, and it is a battle royale, and it's an amazing game. They did a lot of changes really quick, and they ended up killing it on the PC side. Fast forward a few months, they start bringing it back around, and now they release it on console. I am an Xbox player. It came out on console. I enjoyed watching Ninja play it and other people play it. I wasn't playing many PC games at the time, and I decided, hey, let me get into this. I ended up being really good at it. Very good at it. And what started happening was people started hearing about me and here in the Realm community, and being that I was console and other console players were getting into it and they wanted to come play with me, play against me. It's very easy in that game to Q snipe, which is pretty much like stream sniping, but it's the person is not watching the stream, or they shouldn't be. But you would queue at the same time. I have a bot in my chat that would give a countdown, and we would fill lobbies, and we'd all go fight each other. And we really started becoming above the normal players. We started becoming the professional scene, the professional competitive Xbox scene for Realm Royale. And what had happened was, this was my community. I was the front runner of it. I had a duo partner, Whooped. And we started saying, you know, we're always beating up on each other in stream and with all these other people. Let's do a tournament. So we came up with a tournament. We started with, which we called the Bach Bowl, and it became the largest tournament in the world for Realm Royale. And my community got built around Realm and Xbox players and competitive players, and that's how it organically grew. Now, this might not be for everybody. You know, I kind of got lucky finding that game. But I still use the same concept. Even though I don't play Realm anymore, I still use the same concept as I use. I play a lot of Apex now. I play a lot of Battlefield. I'm not just streaming that game. You know, I'm not just streaming Apex. I'm not just streaming Battlefield. I'm going on to Battlefield social media. I'm going on to Apex social media. I'm talking with other people that are playing. I'm talking with other streamers that play it. I play with other streamers that play it. You know, that's how you build. That's how you grow. That's how you get your name out there. I strongly suggest that everyone not only has a Facebook page, but you have an Instagram, and especially a Twitter. And your Twitter, make sure it matches your Mixer name or your stream, okay? And if your stream name is, you know, derpyderp42069, think about changing your Mixer name to actually having a real streamer name. You know, having a real name. Don't have these crazy names. But social media is huge, especially in the communities. Now, most of the people, what I'm reading off is based off of Mixer Streamers Network. This is great, but you want to be a part of an Apex, or you want to be a part of whatever game you're playing. You want to be a part of those communities. Talk with those people. Network with those people. That's how you'll grow organically. Okay, I really struggle to get noticed on Mixer. I have minimal followers and views. I never expect anything, nor nothing. Seem more than willing to put work to get there. Would just love my own community. That's from Stephen Aldridge. Stephen, just grind. Just grind. That's the only thing I can say. Grind out as much as you can, and it'll come. It'll come, okay? Grind whatever game you're playing, and you will be able to figure that out. Okay? Andrew Bay, sorry if I messed that up. How do you maintain time with kids, significant other, work, and stream? Again, this is a tough one. Family always comes first. Family comes first, and if you are working, work comes first. Don't hinder your job to be. I was a stay-at-home dad already before I started streaming, but I never allowed games to get in the way of I never allowed games to get in the way of work. There was times that I'd wake up a little bit late, or I'd go in a little groggy the next day because I was playing the new Call of Duty or the new whatever game came out. I was playing a little bit too late the night before. But, you know, once in a while it was okay, not all the time. You have to just find that schedule, find that balance. I mean, I do love Star Wars. You can see everything that it's even in my name. Everything is balance. Balance. And yeah, it relates in all aspects of life. Find the balance. Is the balance with your stream, with your kids, with your significant other, with your job? If your significant other is on board, that helps that balance even more, because it allows for the times that where you would be spending a lot more time with her or him to move on to the other aspects of that balance. Get your kids involved. You can hear everything going on. They're eating dinner right now. I am missing dinner. I am doing this right now. But I want to get this out. I wanted to produce this. I wanted to get this out to everybody. But find the balance. have them be a part of it. When my kids are home for the last 2 weeks for school for the holiday, they were playing with me. Get them involved. You know, that if you can't have them not play with you, have the balance of them doing other things that are still helping you in some way. You know, my older one will help with the other kids. You know, it helps the balance. All right. Francis Sanchez, Mr. Tags, you trash. This is Francis Sanchez is a person that is part of my community, and he so elegantly tells me every once in a while that I'm trash to keep me humble. I do love him. He's a great person, and like I said, he the way he got a sponsor was he was always talking about manscaping. Next thing you know, he's sponsored with Manscaped. But in his comment here, I've only followed you for a few months, and you've had so many accomplishments and been such a positive influence with your own and also all other mixer communities you have been a part of. You've got Bach Bowl, the esports team, and so much more. What is the one moment that stood out to you that said, hey, you know what I'm doing here makes a difference, and what I'm doing really makes a positive impact within the community? Oh, and because you know I always want to make sure you stay humble, Darth Goldilocks, from the bottom of my heart, you're trash. You're trash. You're trash. With that, though, I do want to say, I knew that I wanted to really do this when people would come in and they would tell me about their day. They had a shit day and they're venting, and next thing you know, they're laughing. And then they're saying, hey, thanks, you know, I needed to vent. I had no one to vent to. Thank you for letting me vent. Awesome. That made me feel like, hey, this is awesome. This is something I really want to do. Even if I don't make a penny off of any of this, just having this conversation with somebody across the country, someone in another country, someone across the globe, that alone was like, that's awesome. That's awesome. And they let me vent. I don't know how many times I've vented to my community members, my mods, and it's a natural way. It's a great way to just get all that negative energy off of you. So Francis, Mr. Tag, Sanchez, Francis, can't wait to call you that in stream next time. But I really think that was when I knew I really was enjoying this. All right, and on to our last one from Ellen Tufono. I was wondering how you can market aside from social media, or are there other ways? When I used to stream, I played Call of Duty, made a lot of friends through it by making group posts or just jumping into a lobby with a bunch of people. Now I feel like it's really different. Do you have any insight? Maybe it's just me not really looking at the big picture and just being introvert, but I really love some ideas maybe. So this again is what worked for me. Social media was huge. The groups within social media are huge, especially for the games you're playing. You mentioned you play a lot of Call of Duty. Join every Call of Duty social media group on all platforms and talk to people. Just have conversations. Don't just post, hey, I'm going live. That doesn't help. That does not help. Talk to people. Someone posts a video, comment on their video of their gameplay. Someone has a question or venting about the game. Talk to them about it. You make posts about it. Social media is, in my opinion, the best way to grow, right next to actually communicating with other streamers. The problem with communicating with other streamers is they're streaming, so it's hard. But you will, by communicating with other streamers, you have the potential to build your communities together and make your communities one, which is huge, and that's what you want. You want to be able to grow your communities. Start with other streamers around your size. Start playing with them, and grow with them. I have plenty of streamers, friends, that some have been partnered right before me, some were partnered with me, some were partnered right after me, but we all grew together. We all became a community together, and my community knows them, their community knows me, and we all just kind of just went up, and that's how you want to do it. You don't want to just say, hey, I'm gonna go live. You know, streaming doesn't start with go live and stream. That's not streaming. You know, the hardest part about streaming is the 24 hours around the clock of things that are happening while you're not live. I allot at least 2 hours a day just to social media. Just to social media. Discord, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And it's just in those 2 hours, I am just communicating on all four bases, just checking in with people, talking about posts that I have, having communications with them. You're gonna get trolls. Don't get suckered into the trolls. It's one of my biggest mistakes. I do that a lot. I get yelled at a lot, but don't get suckered in. But that to me is the biggest avenue to grow, is the social media. With that, guys, thank you. Again, my views and things that have helped me grow might not work for you, might not work for someone else. Other people might disagree with me. They might have grown other ways. Everyone is different. The biggest advice I can give you is have a schedule, stick to it. If you want it, grind for it. If you want it, take it. It's yours. But you have to want it. You have to really, really want it. And I'm not just saying, hey, you know, I want to be a streamer. I'm going to go live and I'm going to end stream and then I'm going to go do my own thing for the next 18 hours until I start streaming again. That's not wanting it. If you really, really want it, you will figure out how to get it. What I did worked for me. It might work for you. It might work for someone else. It might not work for you. It might not work for someone else. Someone else was able to come partner differently than me. And get different types of partnerships, doing things the way they did it. Be yourself. Work on your brand. What makes you you? What makes you different? Why should I come watch you? Why should we become a part of your community? Those are the things you have to think of. Okay? Those are the things that when you start really growing, what direction are you going in? All right? Use what I've said. Use a little bit of here, use a little bit of your own, use a little bit from this guy over there, a little bit of this guy over there, put it all together, make it your own, and become the next Mixer, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube partner. D-Live. Don't forget D-Live, right? But become you. Become your own brand. Use the advice. Don't listen to everybody. Don't listen to everything I said. Don't listen to what everybody tells you. I just want to throw that out there too. Don't listen to what everybody tells you. You have to take it and make it your own. Take the advice from different ways. Take and turn it to your own. Right? Be you. Thank you. I love you all. I can't thank you enough.